Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 183rd episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. What game are you playing? Now, I will tell you, I have no notes scripted for this. I was just driving in my car, came up with an idea, and I hope that the delivery works. So what do I mean by what game are you playing? So I really just want to have a conversation with you and talk about the side hustle that you're starting, the side hustle that you're doing, the business that you're building. And when it comes to that business, what game are you playing? So the game could be, are you building a business based on traditional models? Are you building a business based on maybe what you were taught in school, traditional seeing patients one-to-one? Are you building a business that requires you to exclusively trade time for money? Or are you building a business that does not require you to trade time for money? One that will eventually provide passive income, one where you can make massive impact and massive income. I think when it comes to business, there's really 2 games. It's playing it small, playing it safe, playing it traditional, or it's playing another game. One that is all about mindset and risk taking and strategy and getting in the right rooms with the right people. And I guess where this is coming from is I talk to so many different dietitians and healthcare professionals about entrepreneurship and business. And it's so interesting to see how far I've come in my own entrepreneurial journey in such a small time. Back in 2019, when I started this podcast, my goal was I only wanted to make $300 a month. I just wanted to be able to pay a bill. Where now my goals are massive. They're so huge that sometimes when I say it out loud, I'm like, did I just say that? And I don't know if you guys can connect with this, but when I was a dietitian working a traditional job, my biggest goal was making 6 figures. That's all I wanted to make was, 100 grand a year. But I'll tell you guys, I hit 6 figures in my traditional job and I was still broke. And I think so much of I'm just going to say how I feel. I think so much of what we're taught in traditional education is how to be a dietitian, but not how to make money. And traditional systems really are designed to keep us broke. They are designed to keep you in a system where you're working the 9 to 5 and really you get to the point where you're 68 and a half years old or 65, depending on when you want to retire. And that's when you retire. That's when you enjoy your time. But until then, we are working in jobs that maybe we like, maybe we don't like. And we get like what, 2, 3, 4 weeks vacation if we're lucky. I think for me, one of the things that I'm so incredibly passionate about with entrepreneurship is the fact that we have so much access to making massive impact, to playing a different game, access that like they didn't have 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So we are so lucky to live in a day and age where through the internet, we can help tons of people and create freedom in our lives. And I'll talk to you guys actually about the freedom in a second. But actually, I'll talk about it right now. So I think that when it comes to being an entrepreneur, whether or not this is a side hustle or a full hustler, but I will say the longer I'm in this game, the more I want for all of you listening to become full hustlers because being able to do your own thing, there's so much freedom in it. So let me tell you about the 3 biggest freedoms when it comes to starting your own business and playing the right game. So the first freedom is clinical freedom. And what I mean by that is the freedom to do what you want to do in your business. When you start a business, you only need to do 2 things. You got to be ethical and you got to pay your taxes. Right? Other than that, you can do what you want to do. When you're in a traditional job, you have to sit through meetings that should have been an email. You have to do things that you don't agree with. You might not love every part of your job, but you have to do it because you're an employee and not the boss. When you're the boss of your own business, you do what you want. And you can build a business entirely based around what you love to do. I love what I do, you guys. I love it so much. And most of what I do now is serve you all. And it gives me so much joy. If I won $1 billion tomorrow, I would not change a thing about what I do in my business. So clinical freedom, that is one of the biggest parts of being a business owner. But then the other part is time freedom. Time freedom is being able to do what you want to do with your time. And if you've heard my story, that was a lot of my drivers wanting to be present with my kids, have the time freedom to be present with them. I just got distracted. My second monitor keeps blinking on and off, and I did the traditional unplug and replug, and it's still not working. I guess after this podcast episode, I'll be rebooting my computer. I'm doing a challenge tonight. I'm recording this episode on January 29th, 2024, and it will air, I believe, on February 1st. How many days are in this? No, it won't. It's going to air in 3 days. January 31st. So in a couple of days. But as of the time that I'm recording this, I am getting ready to do my 3-day blog biz challenge. Now I've talked about it in the podcast, and I sure hope that you're joining me. I hope that you were a part of the challenge. I'm getting ready for it. It starts in about 4.5 hours, and I am so excited for this challenge. It's going to be amazing. Anyways, side note, I got distracted by a blinky monitor that it can't be blinking when I'm live on a challenge. It's got to be working. So I will figure that out. Time freedom. So for me, time freedom is the biggest blessing. And that's a lot of what we talk about in retirement. Oh, you got time to do what you want to do. Or if you work a traditional job, you're trying to fit what you want to do within the schedule that you work. But when you have your own business, and if you set it up the right way, you have total flexibility in what you do. I mean, I was just gone for a week with my mom at a really fun painting retreat in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Then we went to Savannah, Georgia. Last month, I was gone for 10 days, and part of it was for a business mastermind. The other part was for a nutrition conference I was speaking at. But I was also able to go visit some friends in South Carolina and North Carolina, and I was still able to work because I've built a business that does not require me to trade time for money, and it is not location dependent. So I have time freedom to do what I want to do. This morning, I spent time with my kids. I went on a walk. I did some work. I went and had lunch with a dietitian. Like, I have true time freedom, which is the biggest blessing. But the other freedom that comes from entrepreneurship is the clinical freedom, the time freedom, but then the financial freedom. Financial freedom is where you're in a situation where you don't have to worry about money. Now, I will tell you guys I'm not there yet, but the business I'm building, the goal is to get into a place where I don't have to worry about money. It's the goal where money is always coming in. And I do have a lot of elements of my business that are built up with passive income. That is where I don't have to trade time for money. I will tell you, it's the biggest joy to look at my phone and be like, I made money and I didn't do anything. Now I did something. I did a lot of things for a lot of years and built up systems that enabled me to make this passive income, but it is a joy. So when I think of the game that I'm playing a game where I am working on my mindset. I'm getting in the right rooms with the right people. I'm investing in the right things that are going to help me to accelerate my business. I am focused on my why. A lot of it's my kids, and I got a lot of other reasons behind that too. I focus on my own personal why, but then I also focus on you guys, the people that I want to serve, the people that I want to help. And through this game that I'm playing, I'm thinking different. I'm not thinking small. I'm not thinking how to make, $100 there, $100 here. I'm thinking, how do I make more money in less time, help more people, make more impact, get more freedoms in my life, and all the things. And the reason I keep, and I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, but the reason I'm calling it like, what game are we playing, is that when we are building a business, it's hard work, period. End of sentence. But the question is, if you're going to put in time and you're going to do hard work, what model of business are you going to build? Are you going to build one that's always going to require you to trade time for money? Are you going to build one that you don't love just because you're like, oh, it makes some money, but I don't really love it? Are you going to build a business that feels like a job and you're just not happy in, and you feel stuck, and you want to quit it because it's like, it's not fun? Or do you want to play the game of building systems and building a business and building a lifestyle that is beyond your wildest dreams? I still, over 2 years after leaving my full-time job, just want to pinch myself because I can't believe this is the life I get to live. I can't believe I get to be this present with my kids. I can't believe I get to help you guys. I can't believe I get to do what I do. But it's possible. It's possible for each and every one of you listening. The question is, are you just playing the right game? Are you playing a game where you're playing it safe? You're taking it slow? You're too scared to start? You feel like I need more experience. I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect enough. Are you playing the game that, you know what? I know it's possible and I'm going to do it. I'm going to get around the right people. I'm going to work on my mindset and I am going to achieve what feels impossible. So a lot of this is just coming from having conversations with other dietitians, but if you have big, big dreams, I just want to reassure you that they're possible. You guys know from listening to this podcast that I'm so passionate about online business because I really believe that online business, having like online real estate, is really the open opportunity that we all have. We all have opportunity when it comes to the online space. And when I talk about blogging as a business, what I mean is using that blog as, think of it like online real estate. Your business is online, and that is the platform that brings lots of people into your world, but then also enables you to help people and make money based on whatever it is that you love to do. Some of you want to work with patients. If you do, a blog business can help you get more clients and help you serve more people. Some of you don't want to work with any patients ever. A blog can help you bring in lots of people, and then you can serve them through maybe handouts, ebooks. You could record some content and they can purchase that content in the form of a course where you don't have to trade time for money. So, I'm wrapping up the Blog Biz Challenge by the time this podcast episode's going live. But at the end of the 3-day Blog Biz Challenge, I'm actually launching a new program. And I don't think I've talked much about it, but I do want to let you guys know about this program that I'm opening the doors. They technically open on February 1st. So tomorrow, if you're listening to this live, or depending on when you're listening to this episode. But this program is it's the Blogging Accelerator Program, Platinum Program. So I've been doing a lot of changes to my flagship program, Blogging Accelerator Program, and really creating different levels. I created the Accelerator Program, which is really designed to help you start your online business. It is designed to help you figure out what you want to do, get clarity in your blog brand, and how to bring lots of traffic to your website. The Platinum Program is all about how to make money blogging. It is how to turn that business into a money-making machine. And if you're in a situation where you're listening to this like, yeah, I'm playing the wrong game. I need to play the right game. I need to start playing the game that's going to help me to achieve all the big dreams I have, make it to where I'm not exclusively trading time for money, help me to help more people, because that's why we got into this space. Then I would encourage you guys to look into my Platinum program. It is a year-long program. It's going to start with a course, but it provides a year of support. We have 2 monthly calls, from our Q&A calls to our marketing, sales, and mindset calls. We have an accountability program. We have a challenge. We have everything in place to help you to achieve the big dreams that you have. Because a lot of us have dreams. Most of us have dreams. But the problem is that we are busy. We don't have systems. We don't have accountability. Life gets in the way. But if you really, 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 really want to finally start your business, finally start playing the different game that, looks at everything completely different, then go to katiedodd.com. Actually, that's where I will have it. I will have it katiedodd.com. I'll have information about the Platinum program. Now, I will say probably the best thing you can do is get on a call with me if you're like very serious about this. I don't have a ton of spots on my schedule, but I believe I have enough. If I ever get to the point where there's too many, I will let you know. But right now, I have enough slots where I feel comfortable opening this up to you guys who are serious about this. Now, if you're like, yeah, Katie, I listen to your stuff. I'm all in. I want to work with you for a year. I want to build my blog business. I want to make 2024 my year. Go to the website and sign up. We don't got to chat. But if you're like, I don't know, Katie, we can hop on a call. I always love doing that. And one thing I love about my calls, I call them clarity calls, because even if you don't join my program, you're going to get a lot of clarity in what you want to do, where you are, where you need to go, and what's holding you back. So the calls are always amazing, whether or not you buy. I hope you guys know this, but I want you all to win, even if you don't work with me, which is also why I'm an affiliate for so many programs, because I know I'm not for everyone, but I do believe that every dietitian should have a blog business. And I know I've been sharing more content on the podcast talking about that, but again, when I was driving in the car thinking about, what game are you playing, and how like, man, I'm playing such a different game. 2019, my goal was $300 a month. Now my goals are completely different. I want to reach millions of people. I want to make, infinite impact, infinite income. And I know that online business is the way to do it. So If you want to learn more about my platinum program or really any of the ways that we could work together, go to katiedodd.com. And I hope this little conversation was helpful of me just talking off the cuff. I know I might have gone on tangents, but I hope that gives you something to think about, something to chew on. And I would really encourage you guys to think Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. It's not just for dietitians. I understand you might be a healthcare professional who's not a dietitian. You might not even be a healthcare professional. That's okay. Bones of business are the same no matter what you do. So think about, why are you listening to this podcast? What do you want to do? And are you doing it? And then you might not even know what you want to do, but you just know you want to do something amazing. Or maybe you just want to do something that makes you money. I don't know what your situation is, but just start thinking about, what is the thing that I am actively building or I want to build? And do you think you're playing the right game, or do you think maybe you need to learn a different way of doing things? I am actually reading. I know I'm wrapping things up, and I'm still talking, but I'm reading right now, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I can't believe I've never read this book. It's been around for a long time, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's like amazing. So much of what he's talking about is what I've learned on my entrepreneurial journey. I call it like drinking the entrepreneurial Kool-Aid. It's like I see the world different. And I'm reading this book and I'm like, yes, this is so good. There's even little things in there that talk about how, like, your profession isn't designed to make you rich. So being a dietitian, that's our profession. That's not designed to make us wealthy. That's designed to keep us broke. But creating a business, that is what gives you financial freedom. It's I can talk for a while about that too, but definitely recommend that book. Recommend you consider working with me if you want to build a blog business. And I guess what I want to say is thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast, and always feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at the Katie Dodd. You can find me on Facebook through the Dietitian Side Hustle Facebook group, and you can even email me. Just reach out through katiedodd.com. So, okay. Well, I will see you guys next week on the podcast. Take care. Bye.